So imagine my surprise when I recorded an entire video and my mic wasn't picking up anything. Boy, I had one heck of a day yesterday. What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dante here, back at Digimon Laboratory. We're going to do this yet another, give it another go around. So, a couple of things changed up just within 24 hours of me doing the last market watch yesterday. So, we are going to do this today the right way. Let's go. First off, Omnimon Oriken Ultinard sitting at a cool $47. My opinion, should have been a little higher. It probably should have been that $50 mark. Maybe a little bit over 50. But there are some rumors and speculations, not confirmed right now, as of the time of this recording, the 11th of August. Alphamon might get the Justmon treatment. It seems fitting. I see why, but we haven't had any confirmation about it yet. So this card, a lot of people are a little hesitant on Alphamon. If it does get the Justmon treatment and get Dual Greymon hit the 1, it's not as scary. Alphamon swinging in for +1 security versus the Alphamon swinging in for +3/+4 security. So yeah, everybody's a little worried about it. So be wary of this card. Also be wary of this card. This is the Alphamon Ultinard from Edge Record. This is your main Alphamon, the one you play 4 of. It's sitting at about $29 to $30 right now. Again, nice artwork. I love this artwork. Love it. But if you're playing the deck competitively, if the deck doesn't get hit competitively, if it does not get hit at all, then we will see this card spike. Within a week, we'll see this card spike. Alphamon top 4, I believe 3 out of 4 major Gen Con tournaments this past week. I think it even won one of them. I think it actually won one of them. Got second place another one. We know about that whole entire thing with him cheating and whatnot. That's how he lost the Mother D Reaper. But this deck is still a very, very good top contender. It's still one of them decks to where if you high roll extra hard. To where the deck would just, it can win in one turn out of nowhere. You can think you're okay, and as soon as they bring up a Doromon and put a Dual Greymon and start putting stuff underneath it, you have one turn to do something, or you most likely lose. So, yeah, this deck is highly explosive. Highly explosive. It really only loses to itself. Yeah, it only really loses to itself. If the stack is not built properly or it bricks, it really just flat out loses. It's a little stronger than Imperial when it comes to that aspect. Imperial can have its stack, its first initial stack removed, and it kind of falls off. But Alphamon can build another stack within 2 turns, and the opponent doesn't capitalize on the 2 turns. Alphamon can then swing for game for that next turn. So keep an eye on, the Bandai's official release and whatnot of the ban list, or the second half of the ban list. Metal Greymon from the promo packs of BT9 is sitting at about $17. Now, a lot of people are saying that you need to play this and wear Greymon and War Greymon as anybody to be a little bit more efficient. But as you can see, the inheritable, it what makes the deck. So when you would be deleted by an effect, you go ahead and then just return 2 of the same levels underneath it to your you just trash them and it prevent the deletion by effect. Very, very, very good. If I'm not mistaken, Metal Garurumon X is by battle, if I'm not mistaken. I think Metal Garurumon S is by battle. I want to go ahead and see the Sagittarius mode. Now that we're sitting here thinking about it. And we are going to go over the other Garurumon support cards that's definitely necessary for the deck. Interesting. Are they not all yet listed on here? Probably not. They're probably not yet listed on here. So when we talk about the Metal Greymon and the War Garurumon Sagittarius mode, they have the same abilities as the newer Garurumon and Greymon that prevents deletion for the Digimon. So a lot of people like to play those instead of playing, you know, the old one that has no inheritable, but you're able to, you know, they still play the other old ones, the +1 security Greymon, the, you know, draw one from the inheritable Garurumon, or anything to that extent. Or they still play the, you know, the Were Garurumon. You know, it's just all about the advantage. But when it comes to Greymon, it is +1 security, and I see a couple people playing the EX01 Metal Greymon. You can do a lot with these two decks if you want. There's so much support for them, so much synergy with it, with other cards like Nokia. It has so much searchability with all the Agumon / Gabumon that you have. I believe Agumon has is more Agumons than Gabumons that's able to search. Even the black, red Agumon searches out Dragonkin, so that actually searches out a lot of your War Greymon's your Greymon line as well. So yeah, there's a lot that you can go ahead and throw in here, and the decks are very solid. I think the one thing that's probably holding these decks back from really winning major tournaments is the big boy on the block, and that is Alphamon. Alphamon is just that top dog. It swings in very hard. These decks can compete with it, but I would give it a slight favor in, you know, Alphamon's favor. You know, Metal Garurumon X anybody won a tournament at Gen Con. I believe Mother D Reaper won 2 events, if I'm not mistaken, and Alphamon won the other one. And Alphamon just really is one of them. It's just the top dog. Between Mother D Reaper and Alphamon, it is just the top dog. I do think that War Greymon X and Metal Garurumon X has a pretty decent matchup against Mother D Reaper. They're very aggressive. Mother D Reaper have to have RNG roll in his favor. But for the most part, if these decks high roll versus Mother D Reaper, they're going to win. Alphamon does not really. I don't think there's any deck right now that can beat it if it high rolls. Alphamon right now, if it high rolls, it's going to kill you by like that player's turn 3, maybe turn 4 at the absolute, earliest. But yeah, like there's very solid decks. They just get overshadowed by, the big black man called Alphamon. Right now, we'll see how it is, especially with Yellow Hybrid and Blue Hybrid really taking a big hit on the ban list. Garurumon sitting at about $15 for a near mint. You definitely need to play 3. Some people like 4, some people like 3. I haven't seen people play 2 because you want that +1 draw. Were Garurumon sitting at about $15 as well. People play 3 of these. I've seen some people play 2. People don't like 4 of this. It's too cloggy, they say. They rather play they still have to play the S antibodies on top of it, so you don't want too many Digimon that you can't stack. So, you draw two of these instead of drawing, one of these and an X antibody, then you can't stack on top. You can't, build your stack efficiently. But being able to, swing, unsuspend, get that +1 draw for Garurumon, Digivolve into a Metal Garurumon. Most likely it's going to be the EXO2 Metal Garurumon. No, EXO1? Yeah, EXO1 Metal Garurumon, if I'm not mistaken. I think, yeah, EXO2 is with the Randomon and stuff like that. So yeah, EXO1 Metal Garurumon, that the more, for every 4 cards in your hand, you reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. It's a 4 cost of Digivolve. So you can potentially have it come out for a 1 or a 2 easily. And then be able to go into X antibody for 1 on top of the Garurumon. It synergizes so well. It's so efficient. So, and being able to give a +1 security with 8 or more cards in hand, it really is just that good. So, I did a video about this thing being $875. It got bought out. Somebody with some deep pockets probably got a little bit of that, state stimulus money. Went in and bought all these bad boys out. They wanted this to be the top dog, the top card. Yes, it is sitting at $4,000 for the alternate art or ghost rare, quote unquote, Omnimon. Now, will we see people to come in and underbid this? Yes, but I don't think this card's gonna go back under 1,000. If you picked up one of these cards way back when I was saying, hey, if you can get one from, for $850 to $950 or $950 to 1,000, if you can get one for 1,000 or below, get it, grade it, put it to the side, it's going to be about $4,000 or $5,000 now later on down the line. Guess what? Now it's worth $4,000 or $5,000 just for near mint. Not even graded, just for near mint. Somebody went in and went ham. This card I'd be surprised if this card goes back under 1,000. Be highly surprised. Am I shocked by this? No, there was only like 4 other Omnimons that was on the market. So somebody came in and said, hey, I'm going to hold $5,000 and just buy all these Omnimons and be like, hey, here's the top dog. Guess what? Now the Omnimons are 4,000. It happens. It really do happen. So now we have a $4,000 card, just like in Dragon Ball, how they have Victory Goku. I think he just now went down to 3,000, if I'm not mistaken. It happens for Bandai games. It happens. Beelzemon alternate art is seeing a nice price increase, sitting at about $69. That's very nice. Sitting about $69 for a alternate art Beelzemon. The support got announced to be confirmed. We are getting a Beelzemon structure deck, I believe. I want to say it's BT11. I want to say it's around that time. Cause I know we're getting the Jesmon and Radon Lorimon deck in BT10. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's confirmed for confirmed for BT10. If not BT10, then that'd be BT11, and then they'll push the Beelzemon deck back into like BT12 or EXO4. BT11 has been confirmed for the TCG. So there's, for the OCG with TCG translations. So they are still going strong. This game is not dying from what I'm seeing whatsoever. You still have BT9 coming out in the TCG. You still have EXO3, which I'm pretty excited about coming out in TCG. OCG just have BT11 announced. I think it's called Dimensional Phase. So are we going to be seeing a Pokemon coming through? Are we going to be seeing more of the Demon Lords coming through? Let's hope so. Let's hope Behemothmon comes through. Let's see if we can get the Rage mode out. Let's see if we can make it into a rogue deck. Can we get more Dark Master support? Let's see how it goes. Are we going to finally get all the Zodiac Digimon? Are we finally going to get a lot of the Olympus 12 Digimon? My boy Arthur's really looking forward to seeing Dianamon. Is Dianamon going to be, a purple Digimon or a blue Digimon? Are we going to, like, just different things that we can get from Dimensional Phase or Dimensional Shift, whatever they're calling the OCG. But this deck getting more support, it's going to make this go back up to an $8 card. It's just going to make it go back up to an $8 card. Simple. I mean, the Blasmos and the other, the alternate arts from EXO2 are already going up. I'm not going to cover them just yet. I'm going to cover them in the next video because the next video will be alternate art strictly focused. So it'll be straight up alternate arts, and I will give my tidbits on which ones to invest in, which ones not to. Check the prices of alternate arts, see how everything's panning out. So we're going to be on the lookout for that one. Duromon is going down slowly but surely. It's in at about $48, $49 right now. That's $50 actually. So it seems like people are starting to undercut here. Probably just trying to get rid of that Duromons. Again, speculation about Alphamon being hit on the second half of the ban list. We'll see. I called it. I'm going to make my victory lap right now. And done. I called this. When it was like $33, $34, I said, pick this up. This would be the next $50 card. It's too good. It can go in everything. It's one of those things to where everybody's going to play it. You thought Omnimon Zord Defeat was being played everybody's going to play this because you can play it from hand for very, very cheap. Or if you're a black-purple deck, you can just Digivolve on top of it and still get his ability after you play another one. Just Digivolve this on top of level 6. So, very, 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 very good. Security Control plays it. Mother D Reaper plays it in 2s and 3s. I seen 1 or 2 Alphamon lists playing this at 2, alongside the Alphamon Orkin mode. It's that good of a card, and this is a hot take for me, but I think this card is probably the reason why people stop playing Mastermon, because Mastermon sets up with a lot of Digimon, and this comes dropping out of the sky for like a 2 or 3 cost, and you can drop multiples of these in a turn. So you'll be able to drop one for a 3 cost or a 2 cost, Digivolve everything on your opponent's board. Send everything back. Digivolve everything on board. Pop all level 4s. And then you drop another one and do the same thing and do it again. It's insane. And then during your opponent's turn, if you have 2 of these, each and every last one of them is going to trigger. So you go delete the one with the lowest play cost. Oh, guess what? You tried to dodge that. Now delete your Bit Mega. Like, it's one of those things to where having multiples of these at the right time is not bad. And you want to play 2 or 3 of these in the deck if you can fit it in there. Of course, where Garurumon X and War Greymon X wanted to play the Omnimon to finish the game off. I understand that and get that, why they don't play this. Can you play it in there? Yes. But would it be more optimal not to play it? Yes. I get it. But you can play this in any road deck whatsoever. Any road deck. You can be playing a Grandest Kawagamon. And instead of Valda Arm, you can throw this bad boy in it and just drop it on the board. That like is that good. It really is that good of a card. Right now, they're slowly creeping up the 50s. I think everybody was anticipating this card, so everybody's just throwing them on the market. Everybody's just grabbing them. Yeah, this is a $50 card. Do I see this being higher? Not this one with the Altanar. I probably see it going up to like 100. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think, and let's go ahead and look at the Altanar right now, because I was thinking about picking up the Altanars myself. So Altanars are sitting at 70, 80s. We got 80s right here for Core TCG for 80. Invoke Rage says 79. Right after that, you have Collect 41 for $83 for the Altanar. Yes, this Altanar artwork is nice. I love it. I really do love it. My deck is Dex Dual Gurumon. That's the deck I'm playing. If we play these, we can Digivolve from this bad boy from the trash. Yeah, insane. Like, love this card. This card is I've been saying this in my previous videos. If they wanted to power creep, if they want the power creep a card like Omnimon Zord Defeat, the card would have to be borderline busted and be played in every deck in order for it to power creep Omnimon Zord Defeat. And this card, you can argue and say it does. Security control player, the security control players that have been topping these Gen Con tournaments have been playing both this and the Omnimon Zord Defeat. So, yeah, this is insanely good card. So this is going to be a card that we're going to be we're going to be saying this is I'm already saying it. This is the next Omnimon Zord Defeat. It's going to stay around this price point. It's going to be that good. It's just going to be that good. And the fact that it says reduces memory cost by 3 for each one, not reducing the play cost, but reducing the memory cost. If I'm not mistaken, it gets around things like Psychmon, if I'm not mistaken. Because Psychmon says neither player can reduce his play cost, while this says reduce the memory by 3 for each Digimon Tamer your opponent has in play when you play this card. So I have to look at the ruling on that one, but that's my initial thought. That's my initial thought about that. Is it gets around Psychmon. And that's what makes this card very, very good. So if you don't have yours now, you gotta pay $50 for it. Speaking of the boy Omnimon Zord Defeat, it has been seeing better days. It's sitting down here at about 38 to 40. A lot of people are opting to play Death Xmon over this. Security control players still looking for security ability, but it's hard to pit this over Death Xmon if you have to choose one. That's why if you can't choose both, you just choose Death Xmon. Because as the game goes on, it gains more and more value. It really just do. Metal Gurumon X Antibody is sitting at alternate art is sitting at about $25. Tournament winning deck is looking very, very good. Honestly, I think if you're coming into the game right now and you say you want a very good competitive deck that won't really break your pockets too much, I would point you more towards to War Greymon X Antibody rather than the Metal Gurumon X Antibody, just because the promos are... You need the promos for the Gurumon in order to really make it officially work. As for the War Greymon, you don't need the promos to make it work. Matter of fact, the only Greymon that you would really need is the Security Plus 1 Greymon. And I think that's the more expensive one. Everything else you can kind of get out the set or out of older sets or something like that. Like, you don't necessarily need the promotional cards in order to make it go. And it's a lot more efficient. Yeah, you can say, well, what about the promo War Greymon you was just showing us early in the video? You can run that if you want, but you don't have to run it efficiently. Because you have other Digimon, your other X antibodies that actually have that same ability. See what I'm saying? So you can build it accordingly. Yes, people can say, well, you can get away with it with Metal Gurumon X. Yes, but Metal Gurumon X wants to draw its butt off to be more efficient, to drop the Metal Gurumon, to drop the X antibody on top of it, all that good stuff. It wants to do the multiple checks and all that kind of good stuff. Well, War Greymon just wants to one-shot you. That's how it is. I would steer them I would steer them more towards the War Greymon than the Metal Gurumon if you want cost-wise. But if they want to come in and say, not really worried about cost-wise, I want something that's pretty safe from the ban list hit and something that can be, considered a tier 1 deck, definitely Metal Gurumon X. Mother D Reaper is also a cheap alternative, but you do have to depend on getting Death Xmons, which are $50 now, $80 for the alternate arts. So you gotta kind of pick your poison here. There's always suspensive parts of every single top tier deck. That's just how it is. So just be wary. I think this is a good price for this card. I think this deck is not gonna really go anywhere. I think I want to say it's future proof, but I think it's very, very good for what it does. I think it's very good for what it does. Durogromon alternate art, not seeing the best light of days. As a Durogromon player myself, I tried both versions. The black purple Durogromon, ramping up into a stat like an Alphamon treatment and going that direction. Too cloggy. Way too cloggy. Now, maybe ratios can mess with it a little bit, but I find the pure purple version of it, Dex Durogromon, being more efficient because you can use the purple engine to turbo through everything, just trashing from your hand, gaining memory, drawing cards, doing this, doing that, drawing, discard, draw, discard, draw, discard, and have everything in trash, and then swinging and digivolving on top of them as you're swinging to get different kind of effects and gaining memory. I think that's more efficient. Just me personally, I think it's more efficient. A lot of people are falling out of favor with this Durogromon. I don't think it's bad, but do I think it's a top? If I think it's one of those tier 1, tier 2 decks, no. If you had to, twist my arm and tell me to pick a deck, I think Dex Durogromon pure, not with Grand Drachmon, that's too slow. You need a more turbo version of it. I would say that's probably a tier 2 deck, probably mid tier 2. It can keep up with the likes of maybe like Metal Garurumon, X Anybody, but and Metal Garurumon, X Anybody, and maybe Mother D Reaper, depending on if you high roll more efficiently. But it's one of the things to where this black and purple version of it is just not going to fare too well. You're going to brick way more than you want to. Greymon, start at Greymon. It's sitting at $20, back up to its $20 price point. It was down to about 15 to 16 just about a week ago. People are very hyped about the Red Hybrid Ancient Greymon deck that made a good splash this past weekend, and the War Greymon deck that made a good splash this past weekend. I believe getting top 4 and won the Gen Con tournaments as well. So very, 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 very good card. Not bad for a price point. We know it's going to stay around $20. Simple as that. Davis is seeing a climb here, and it's very interesting. Davis was going down to about 15, and then you all of a sudden see a spike. Imperialdramon top 4. All right. Imperialdramon is one of them decks that is very, 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 very good, very consistent, but it has the ability to where if you can answer their initial stat, they pretty much fall if you can control tempo from that point forward. Like if you finish out their initial stat, especially, before they get to Imperialdramon, if they don't go into Imperialdramon that turn, you're just going to finish out the initial stat, and if you delete that stat, and they're sitting on 2 Digimon, and they don't have a Pyodramon in hand, the tempo is totally in your favor now. Like, Imperialdramon loses to itself. Because, really, Imperialdramon is the only good bridge that Pyodramon, not Imperialdramon, Pyodramon. It's the only good bridge to get them going. And a lot of players are not opting to play Chimeramon because they want that +1 security check and all that good stuff. And they're not opting to play that because they want the inheritables to trigger. So you're really depending on 4 cards in your deck to bridge that gap. And if you draw one and don't draw another one to answer your opponent deleting your initial stack, it's going to be, the tempo's going to swing very heavily in their favor. So Davis, Metal Garurumon X1 Attorney, just a good card overall. I've seen a couple of Granite Kawagamon players actually play this as well. I think Granite Kawagamon got top 4 in one of the tournaments. I think it was the one on Thursday or Friday. I want to say I have to go back and check all the tournament reports, but yeah, Granite Kawagamon also very good deck to actually pick up. Pretty cheap deck to pick up too, to believe it or not. Granite Kawagamon's not that expensive, and the Kawagamon promo that you need is not that expensive. I think it's down to like 7 now. So you can pick up Granite Kawagamon for very cheap, and if Alphamon does falter, you might see a lot of people do shift more towards a lot of people who like the one-shot mechanic, build a stat one-shot, they will go more towards the Ancient Greymons, the War Greymon X antibodies, the Granite Kawagamons X antibody. And I say X antibody, but it's considered X antibody, but it doesn't have X anybody's name. But yeah, Davis is just going to stick around at about, $15 to $20 forever. Sorry, that's how it's going to be. Veemon is taking a small little dip. It was up to 15 last week. Now it's down to about 12. Just a good generic blue level 3. That's it. If you just need something just to throw in, and you're like, I don't know, just throw in some Gem Veemons, they'll work 9 times out of 10. Dex Dual Gurumon, Alternate Art. I think this is a good price point for Alternate Art. I don't see purple really, outside of Minervamon and BT10, Minerva Loop is a thing. I don't really see the Undead X antibody. No, I lied. So we are now getting Def X, not Def Xmon, Dark Nightmon X antibody and BT10. And the black purple just might go with it, because I think if I'm not mistaken, a couple of the Dark Nightmon cards are undead as well. So you can throw a couple of these cards up in here to kind of go to 2 different lines. If you want to combine the 2 decks, you can definitely do so. So this deck can have some, can be re-innovated in BT10. I would just have to see how it fares. Being able to delete all Digimon, with the lowest level when you Digivolve from trash. And then when it's deleted, you can play a level 3 purple or play a Dex Mon out, Def Xmon out to trash for free. If it's 5 or more cards with Dex in his name in the trash, so good. Just very good. It's very sneaky powerful. Very sneaky powerful. All right, last cards to talk about. Yeah, I know I've been going on pretty fast about this. I'm just trying to get this video up, so I know a lot of people say, hey, what's going on? What happened? I already explained everything. It was just crazy yesterday. But good thing I caught it beforehand. I'm going to re-upload this today. We'll be all good. All the memory boosts have skyrocketed. I think the lowest memory boost is the purple memory boost, and I think it's like 850. If I'm not mistaken. Last time I saw it was 850. This is the highest memory boost, sitting at about, sitting about 14 and a half. All the memory boosts are skyrocketing because these cards are very good. If you're not playing a deck that has a memory boost in it, you're not really playing the deck. The memory boost is a generic search of a top 4, and it gives you a delay of 2 memory whenever you want to after that turn. It can set up so many combos in so many plays. If you don't want to max rarity out yet, go ahead and pick you up, a couple of the regular memory boosts like this here. This is the red one. It came out with the All Force Veedramon and the Gallimon structure decks. You get 1 of each in each structure deck, so you really only need to pick up 2 of each, so 1 of each one to get you the 2 that you actually need. Some Blue Hybrid decks before Blue Hybrid got hit was playing 3. I don't see other people playing 3. I think 2 is probably the number that everybody is like, yeah, that's the consensus on. So pick you up a couple of them if you want to swag it out. I mean, I have 2 of all of them except for the green and the red one, I traded the one green one and the one red one that I did have away because, you know, I wanted to build Grand Squagamon, but I got so intrigued with a couple other decks that I want to go ahead and build. But yeah, just having just two of these. All you need is two. You don't need a whole play set. All you need to do is pick up two. I know it kind of sucks that people are sitting here, you know, only got one ofs. But, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it came out BT7 as a promo. And that's where I got mine from. Because I ended up opening the case on stream. And I ended up getting a lot of these. So, not necessarily the blue ones, but they've been scattered. I got like 3 purple. I got like 2 purple, 2 blue, 3 yellow, 3 black, 1 green, 1 red, something like that. But yes, pick these up because these cards will only go up a little bit more. I think they'll all hit about 15s at that plateau, but they're going to do nothing but go up. If you're a green player, black player, purple player, yellow player, blue player, red player, pick up a couple of these, you're going to need them in a deck. Simple as that. Well, let me know what you think about the Market Watch today. I know the last one, oh my God, it has so much different information. It has so much more in-depth information on it. And my mic wanted to be like, no, we're not going to work today. And I was like, well, dang it. So, with that being said, I'm your boy Dante. This has been yet another Digimon Market Watch, and I catch you in the next video. Peace!